Hello everyone! Before we plan September, let's take a look at how August went. So for August I wanted to try something I've never done before. Before I used to do only daily spreads and that was it. But this time I wanted to do a monthly spread and some academic spreads. So I made a little calendar and I color-coded the events, but I used my Google Calendar a whole lot more, so I didn't bother with writing down any details. I also wanted to log my dinner every day, and I think that worked well. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, so perhaps I'll just keep it for an inspiration in the future. I did a recap of the previous month, which I really like, and then I decided to track lots of different tasks and habits. And I haven't done that before. So I wanted to track every time I did something school related, every time I talked to me in Korean lesson, prepped my backpack, prepped my lunch, worked out, cleaned and drove and studied for my driver's license. And I think that worked really well. I like the layout and I like the little icons, but as you can see I didn't do a lot of that cleaning, so I'm gonna scratch that for September and I'm just gonna track a few things. As for the running monthly task list, I think that worked really well, but I'm gonna make the section a lot bigger for September because school has started. I then did lots of dailies. I only do dailies because I like to plan weekly and monthly in my Google Calendar. So I use my journal for more detailed tasks every day and just journaling about the days. So here school hadn't started yet, but school started on the 16th. So that's why it's just full of to-dos and not really any journaling. This is the first academic spread, and all of my spread inspiration will be linked in the description box as well as all my supplies. So you can head over there if you'd like to watch some other videos and check out what I use. So I wanted to create a class schedule because I think that would be really handy, although I use my Google Calendar for the most part. I think it's nice to just be able to flip to the class timetable whilst I am journaling. Then I wrote down the class information and also my workout schedule. And I haven't really filled it out just yet because it might change. And then I wanted to do an overview of the semesters. And I started out wanting to just do one semester at a time. Maybe like one semester on one page and the other the next. But I counted all the dots and it worked out perfectly with a full school year, so I went with that and wrote down all the dates down here with the months' names on the side, the week numbers here, and then I have all of this space to write down when I have important events and exams and other tests and presentations. And I think that works really well. It is not the biggest of space if I have more tests in the same week, but then I'll just shorten it down to just the subject name. And as you can see, I have washi tape on the side here. That's because I like to indicate where my academic spreads are, where my monthly spreads are, and where my personal spreads are. So the next academic spread is this study sessions tracker for both semesters actually, and I think I really like this. It works really well. I make it out for each subject I study per day. I marked when I have school holidays, and then I have left out June because 1, I didn't have enough space for June, and 2, it is the month of exams. So I'm gonna create a more detailed study plan when that time comes. And so far I've also marked when I have other tests and presentations so that I can kind of count down the days. Next, I've collected all of the best study tips on 2 pages, and I haven't really looked at it, to be honest, but I think that if I ever need some help or don't really know how to do things, how to work the best way, then I can come back and look at this spread. Then my first personal kind of spread is just an overview of what I'm keeping up with, tips of dramas and series and what I'm reading. So it's pretty empty right now because it's just the beginning of the school year, but I reckon it'll be filled out by the end of the school year. And then I have a blank page because I don't know what to fill it with yet. I want it to be something like a personal collection of some sort, but yeah, for now it's just empty. Then I continued with my daily spreads, and now school had started, so I had some things to journal about, and I really like doing that because it makes me happy. It's very therapeutic, and it's nice to look back at each month and to just think about what I've done, how much fun I've had or how much stress I've had. So yeah, and then I continued, and this is the last day of August, and then I decided to do another academic spread, this time overviews of each class, and this is just for the autumn semester. So I've written down all of the weeks of this semester, and I've made a column for topics and assignments. And as you can see, the spacing is not very big. There's not a lot of space to write down everything if I have a lot to do, but then I'll just make a notes in my Google Calendar. This is just for reference so that I can check off whenever I do something, and then I can look back and take a look at what we've done so that I know that in the future. So I have another spread for that, and then this is where I'm gonna make my monthly spread for September. So let's go. I started out by sketching the layout with my Pilot Frixion point pen in black 0.5. This is one of the type of pens that have erasable ink, and I prefer using that over pencils when I'm sketching in my bullet journal because I find that the ink erases better than the pencils. I wanted to try out a bigger calendar, and unfortunately I sketched it wrongly, so the whole calendar turned out different from what I had in mind, but I think it works well, although it's not how I wanted it to be initially. So right now I have the week numbers on the right instead of the left, and I have one horizontal line too much. I prefer not really closing off boxes. I prefer having them kind of open, as you can see on the left side and on the top, but it works. I then went with a section for ongoing projects and a general shopping list. The one for the projects is mainly to have as a reminder for myself because I tend to forget to continue big projects after a while. And the shopping list is just for me to have a place to write down whenever I figure I need something. And you can't really see it here, but underneath those two sections I have a really small section for reviewing the previous month. Next I have a section for my habit trackers and my general monthly task list. So this time I'm tracking fewer things and I've got a bigger space for the tasks. And the ones I'm tracking are Talk to Me Korean lessons, coding, when I'm filming and editing, when I'm working out, and when I'm taking driving lessons. I like sectioning off the weeks because then I get a clearer view of how I've been doing for the whole month. I tried correcting the mistake by using a white pen, but it didn't turn out well, so I used some tipp-ex instead. Then went ahead and added some washi tape to mark off on the side that this is a monthly spread. And then it was time to plan, and the green is for my tests. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.